Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on Ptcgo. For this matchup I'm going to be playing using my Team Plasma deck, or as some of you guys may know, the Thundurus, Kyurem, Deoxys, with Keldeo, with Floatstone teched in. So it looks like I'm going to be playing against an opponent who is favored to win this matchup. So that's not good, but I did speed up this video quite a bit because they take a little bit to execute their first turn here, so it's going to take a while. But this deck hasn't yet been updated as I would like to play it. It still has Catcher. I would ideally like to switch that out for Escape Rope, just because it works kind of well with Keldeo and Floatstone, because you can always force them to Escape Rope, rush in, retreat, and go into the attacker you wanted to use, and at the very least force your opponent to send another Pokemon that they may or may not have wanted. So I'm going to mulligan, as is my opponent, and I see that they're playing some sort of Garchomp deck, probably Garchomp Altaria. Here I'm going to start off with Thundurus and bench a Deoxys. Garchomp is a bit scary for me just because it can discard energy. So my opponent's going to start off with a Gibble in the active spot and attach a fighting energy, but since they decided to go first, they cannot attack, not that they could do much. They will Skyla here for a Hypnotoxic Laser, so that's not normally a card you see in Garchomp Altaria. And then they play a Level Ball. I did fall asleep, unfortunately. They Level Ball for another Gibble, so not great. I play down another Thundurus. I'm going to attach a Prism Energy onto it and play a Frozen City. It's a nice tech here against those potential Blastoise matchups. I do play a Chorus Machine and attach an energy onto Thundurus, and then just end my turn. So going into my opponent's turn, he attaches another energy onto his Gibble, and he plays an N. I'm not sure. So here it looks like he did evolve into a Gabite. So this is when the chaining starts. He will probably Dragon Call here for another Gabite, evolved his bench Gibble into Gabite, and he'll be able to Dragon Call here, ideally for another Gibble. And looks like he does just that. And he plays down his fourth Gibble now, so they're all out on the field, either active or evolved in some stage. Here I'm going to play a Team Plasma Ball, bring out a Deoxys so I can start stacking that damage up, and I will play a Blend Energy onto Kyurem. I have that Floatstone that I think I should play before playing Chorus. Play it onto Thundurus so I can retreat it. Play down Keldeo. I'll retreat my Thundurus, go into my other Thundurus with energy but no damage, and I'll be able to Raid and Knuckle here for 50. No energy in my discard pile, so nothing to bring back. But if my opponent does evolve into Garchomp, I'll be able to bring something back because he'll inevitably discard one of my energies. Looks like my opponent is potentially Dragon Calling here. And he does, so he Dragon Calls for Garchomp, and he evolves his active into Garchomp. He's probably going to use Dragon Call again to evolve one of his Gabites, or to evolve Gibble into Gabite. But it looks like he goes for Garchomp instead with his Dragon Call ability. And then he goes for a Skyla. Not sure what this will be for. It's actually for a Veerbank City Gym, so he's going to counter my Stadium just to avoid taking damage with each energy he attaches, and he plays a Hypnotoxic Laser, which definitely isn't going to do good for me. He hits me for 60, discards an energy, and I take 30 damage in between turns. So it's not looking all that great for me right now. I will have potentially an opportunity to attack here. I first play a Chorus, then I attach a Blend Energy onto Thundurus, discard his Stadium with another Frozen City, and I'm going to Raid and Knuckle here for 50, take that energy out of the discard pile and attach it to Kyurem, so I'll be able to attack him next turn. He's of course going to get a knockout here on Thundurus, sort of letting him, just because I thought it'd be more beneficial to power up Kyurem. And he evolves one of his bench, his bench Gabite, who's only one into Garchomp, and then plays down a Landorus. So still haven't seen Altaria. Maybe he doesn't play it. That's an option, although I don't really see Garchomp without Altaria all that often. He takes the knockout. I'm going to send up Kyurem and then catcher up Landorus since it is weak to water. Attach another water energy onto Kyurem. Attach a floatstone onto Keldeo. Play a team Plasma Ball here for another Kyurem just so I can start prepping that. And I'll be able to Frost Spear the active for 100 and get the knockout on the benched Garchomp. So if he doesn't retreat this Landorus, I will be able to knock it out next turn and take the prize lead. But going into my opponent's turn, he evolves his Gible into Gabite so he can once again start Dragon Calling. But I'm not sure what else he has remaining in his deck in terms of dragons. He goes for Garchomp and Rare Candies his other Gible into it. He attaches a Blend Energy onto Landorus. And maybe he'll just Hammerhead here. But he's going to Super Rod a Garchomp family back into his deck. And then Chorus for quite a bit for 8 cards. I'm not sure if he's going to bench something else here. Or I honestly am not sure if he doesn't play Altaria or he's just not actively benching it because he thinks I can knock it out with Frost Spear. But it looks like he hasn't discarded any yet, so probably doesn't play it. He's going to attach a Floatstone onto Landorus, so not what I wanted to see. And he promotes his Garchomp. He'll be able to hit me for quite a bit here. But then for whatever reason he switches back into Landorus. I don't really understand that play there. And he's going to play a Level Ball. So maybe he's just trying to burn through cards. The Level Ball is for another Gible, and it hits the bench. So he's going to Hammerhead the active Kyurem and hit the benched Kyurem here. I'm going to attach a Water Energy onto the benched one. And I guess here just take the knockout. So I can Frost Spear for the knockout and hit his benched Garchomp for 30. So it'll be down to 90 and hopefully I can easily knock it out with one of the Kyurems. I do hit that Silver Bangle, but it's not going to be much use here until he benches another Landorus. He puts down a Veerbank City Gym, goes for a Level Ball, gets a Gabite. He'll inevitably be able to Dragon Call once again, but it looks like he just hits me for 60. And he's going to discard my Prism Energy. Fortunately, I did draw another one. Here, I'm debating what to do. If I attach another energy onto Kyurem, I can just hit him with my second attack and just take the knockout. But I think I would want to go for something else. I play the catcher, but that fails. I'm going to play a Silver Bangle and just hit him for the knockout here. And play that Bangle just to get rid of it. You don't really need it. And I'm going to take another prize here. So now I have the lead. I'm actually leading him by 2. Will he be able to recover? That's a big question here. He sends out a Gabite. I was actually thinking about just catching up a Gabite to get it stuck in the active. Or to knock it out so he'd be unable to Dragon Call. Since that's really what's fueling his deck. If I can get rid of those Gabites, I can stop the Garchomp chain. He sends up a Gabite, evolves into Garchomp, and he's able to knock me out here. I send up Thundurus. For whatever reason, I'm going to play down another Deoxys. And instead of attaching an energy, I decide to N, thinking I could hit a different kind of energy instead of a Plasma Energy. Unfortunately, I don't. So I can't actually attack this turn because of that silly play here. I was playing it risky, but it ended up backfiring in a huge way. I'm going to just leave Thundurus in the active spot and end my turn and hope that he won't be able to knock me out, but he might just be able to. He retreats into his Garchomp with a Silver Bangle, so with this he'll be able to take the knockout. He Junipers his hand away and draws 7. my only option here is to attack with Kyurem, since nothing else is a viable option here. And he's going to hit me for 130 and the knockout, and I'm going to send Kyurem up and hope I can do something. So I do manage to get a Chorus Machine. I can play a Plasma Energy onto it. I'm just sort of checking my deck here, and I will attach onto it. I get a Team Plasma Ball. I'm going to get another Deoxys, put that in play just to boost my attack, and I will Skyla for a Juniper. I'm just going to Frost Spear the active for 30, or not 30, but 70, and hit one of his bench Garchomp for 30. So here, my opponent can knock me out here, unfortunately. I don't really have a backup plan, and it looks like I'm just going to lose the match. I could have rushed in and retreated and gone into Keldeo, but I sort of figured I'd lost it anyway since I didn't have another Kyurem ready to attack. So looks like my opponent's just taking his time to get the knockout, but this match is officially over. Thank you for watching.